A few days ago, I asked the Cities Skylines community over on Reddit a pretty simple question. Am I actually good enough at building cities to start a YouTube series? And honestly, I wasn't expecting much, maybe a few comments and some feedback, but the responses I got was incredible. The post almost got 600 upvotes and comments after comments just saying, go for it. The thing that struck me the most was that it's not really about your building, it's just about you. And reading all those comments, well, they gave me the push that I needed. So here we are, my first video, my first proper Cities Skylines series where I'm hopefully gonna create something I'm proud of and probably gonna be making a lot of mistakes along the way, let's be real. So hi, everyone, I'm Toby, welcome to my channel, and let's get started. So here we are playing on the map of Constance, and yeah, let's take a look at what we've got to work with. We got a lot of terrain, a lot of connections with both highways going multiple directions here and there, and plenty of water. Big ocean out this way. I think this might connect to some ocean down this line. Yeah, exactly. At least there's connection paths coming through both directions should we want to open up this at some point. I'm not actually sure if you can squeeze a ship through here. We might have to lift up some bridges if we wanted to anyway. But yeah, this is the map. This is what we've got to work with. And my initial plan was to work up here, but then I realized with the train tracks and everything down here, we might as well stay on the waterfront and do something down here. We are gonna, for the most part, respect the natural terrain. Having said that, though, this terrain does not look overly natural, so I think already now what we can do is that we can just do like this real quick. Honestly, that might make it look even more natural. There we go. We'll do the wrong. There we go. We'll do this one. Smoothen things out a bit, and then yeah, this I think is more natural. Maybe not being as flat as it is, but you know what I mean. So my thoughts are that we can do industrial up here. Wait, before we do that, let's take a look at the. Yep, no, never mind. We're not doing industrial up here because that would then lead to big time air pollution in our city center, which I had planned for here. So let's not do that. Instead, we will do industrial down here, where we just, we just extended the land anyway. I was thinking of having a beach and nice waterfront and whatnot, but you know what? We're doing industrial down here. Then we are gonna do our city center in here, which I'm planning on having be like a, I mean, I'm not going for a specific city per se or style in this first series that we're doing, but I want to keep it somewhat like Nordic, Scandinavian, well, for as much as the assets would allow. Obviously, we don't have a ton of Scandinavian assets, but Nordic, North German, you know, kind of what the game will allow us for a Northern European city. So we do downtown in and around here. It would make sense to have the train station down here whenever we get to that point, because I mean, this is where all the tracks are, so that makes sense. And then for starters, we're gonna do like a low demand residential area out here. Not low demand, what do you call it? A low density residential area out here on the left, like single family homes out here on the left. We will be, of course, buying these tiles once we get that all going. I have opted to play without anything like early unlock, no unlimited money, no unlimited tiles and all that stuff. So we'll be expanding the city naturally as we go, and then we'll get it going. So yeah, big downtown area here. I don't think we're going to be doing a lot of skyscrapers and like super tall buildings, but more like Oldtown downtown here, industrial down here, and some residential, maybe some mixed residential here as well. And I think that's gonna do for a good first episode. A little bit of all the three factors, and then yeah, we'll get going with that. But first, let's do the road layout. And I'm thinking, just because we have the highway over here, and we do have a highway going up here as well, I'm thinking that we find a connection point, because we have a roundabout over here as well. So we take a connection point from here. Let's just do that. It's going to make it look a little wonky, but I think we're going to delete this other road. We're going to do a connection point there. Then we're going to hop over the water here somewhere. I think that makes sense. Ooh, this is a little... this is a bit of a bouncy road. I don't think that's very nice. So let's just really quickly go... where is the slope tool? From here to there. 0.1. Now that we can work with. Great. We'll do that. And then this zigzag road, I think we're gonna just have go into this one. And of course, we should follow the curvature of the road. So we do like that. Whoops. So we do like that instead. And then for the rest of it, I was thinking that either we just use the one coming over here, but since that's then having people go all the way out and around and all the way down, what we could do instead is kind of treat this that goes along the train tracks and the waterfront as more of a scenic route. You see, you have the trains coming through and all that stuff. Look at how nice that is. Toot toot. We treat this as kind of a scenic route going through downtown, kind of in the lower end of it. And then for like bigger traffic, maybe trams down the line and whatnot, we'll take a 4-lane road and have it come off here somewhere. Go down this way and then just kind of follow the smaller road all the way down. Then what we'll do is we'll have you come off. Oops. You come off somewhere here. We'll just delete 2 segments real quick. Come off somewhere here. Like this. Whoops. Like this. And then... where are we? There we go. Come up somewhere like that. I think this works. This works. So we'll have like an inside track, which we can... ooh, you know what? Okay, what we'll do real quick is like this. I'm getting ideas. I'm getting ideas. We take this, and you then go all the way over here, and then all the way up here, and then you come up to there. And then we will just be connecting this real quick. Oop. There we go. Nice, because now we have this going around, this going through, and then I'm imagining already that we could have this, like kind of this ring road or whatever you want to call it, continue around something like this, connect down here as well, and then we can set up a tram line and oof, a lot of good stuff coming up. Great. This I can work with. I like it a lot. Question now becomes, what do we do first? So my initial thoughts were that we... is this bouncing a lot? It's kind of bouncing a little. We'll fix that later. My initial thoughts were that we start by building the residential area. Then we build the industrial area. And then we build the downtown area. And then we start detailing everything. It's either going to be that, or we build the residential area, detail the residential area, build the industrial area, detail the industrial area, and then build downtown and detail that as well. Either way works. I'm not sure what the norm is. I mean, if there is a norm in Cities Skylines content creation or what you guys prefer. So do let me know which order you prefer to do things. But first, let's do let's finish up the road layout. And I'm thinking, since we're down here anyway, let's do the industrial area road layout first. And I'm already now seeing a good idea. We could come over the highway down into here, but that does require that we lower down some of all of this. Ooh, wow. I'm not sure exactly what happened here. This looks like a roller coaster from hell. Or weird, like Indiana Jones movie, mine shaft sort of thing. Okay, can we save this? Please, this is terrifying to look at. I don't even know what went wrong. Okay, we're good. Great. Let's continue. We go back, and then now we do our industrial area. Another elevated road cutting across like this. Are we free? Ooh, just exactly. Well, kind of, almost. What if we just... Oh, hello, train. Well, they do go under, but the cables go straight into the concrete, so we just lift you up a bit. There we go. We are now free. Perfect. Let's do the industrial area, and yeah, then I'll see you in a few. We're just gonna time lapse our way through this. There we go. I think we got a pretty decent layout for an industrial area. We, let me just move this down a bit. But we added a couple of parking roads. I mean, we are going to add proper parking as well. We added a couple of parking roads just for good measure. And, yeah, I mean, outside of that, I think we're off to a good start. I'm kind of curious. So I downloaded a lot of mods very recently. And I'm seeing now that I have a ton of road lines on my roads, which I'm not sure exactly why I do. But again, I did download a lot of mods, so maybe... And one of them was, well, here we go, road markings. Click an intersection. Okay, there's a lot we can do with it. I might remove this mod just for now, because it's nice to have. You can do a ton of cool stuff with it, but there is a lot of stuff going on right now, and I have not actually spent any time looking into it, so I might end up taking off the mod after this episode. But for now, bear with me, as we have roads with a lot of lines on them. But yeah, that's the industrial area. Let's continue now up to the residential area, and we're going to time-lapse our way through this one as well. I did create a road, which, I mean, it's really nothing special. Where is it here? Suburb Housing Street. It is literally just a alley going both ways with sidewalks. And the reason I did this is because, at least in Denmark, and well, when I say Denmark, I mean where I'm from, whenever I see people doing like Nordic cities and suburbs, they usually or oftentimes use the alleyways for the for the private roads, or like the low density roads. But I feel like in Denmark, no matter where you go, I mean, unless if you're out on a farm, like on a gravel road somewhere, there is always some sort of sidewalk. It might not be much, and maybe if you're in like a small row house community area, like a closed off community, maybe there won't be. But if you're in like a villa slash, you know, like bigger single family home area, there's almost gonna be a sidewalk. But at the same time, the main streets, I feel like, are just too big. So I came up with this. It's really nothing fancy. I don't know why I'm spending so much time explaining it. But I created this suburb housing street. It's literally just smaller with a sidewalk. It probably already exists in the game. I just haven't found it. So I did this, and yeah. That's what we were working with for the majority of this. But now let's do the overall area of this low density area. I think this is a pretty good start. I kind of like this. We can then transition from here into Oldtown, or well, downtown Oldtown. I think we're gonna have eventually a road coming off here, connecting to this as well, but going out to an area here somewhere, which we're gonna be connecting to as well. But again, that does require that we get all this. And now for Oldtown, we're going to be using a lot of pedestrian streets. And it's interesting because initially I was thinking of just gridding stuff. But when you look at old towns around the world, whoever came up with the systems to those roads, I think it's clear to see that no one ever did. It is literally just a mumbo jumbo of roads crisscrossing and intersecting one another. So we're kind of going to try and replicate that. We are going to start off with a somewhat straight road. Let's call it like the merchant street, you know, like the main walk down where you can go shopping. Also, I don't think I'm going to make this too big to start things off. But we are going to do... Let's just do something like that. Then we'll have one that comes off the side somewhere. Where do we want to do that? Because I was thinking if we have a train station down here, it could be kind of cool to line it up with it. So how about we do it on the middle of this segment? I'm going to come out from here instead. Then we know that it's going to be... At least this portion is going to be parallel. If I can find the right angle. There we go. Why it sits on the side like this, I don't know. But we'll look into that. Or do we just fix it right away? We might. There we go. Yeah, this is good. And then now we take the smaller pedestrian streets, which are these PD 1 unit, pedestrian street 1 unit, and we have those come off. And these we're literally just gonna go in all kinds of wonky directions with, because apparently that's how they built cities back in the day. Also, we're gonna do this one coming up like that. So let's get wonky with the side roads. Also, I feel like once we start actually detailing, we're gonna be adding, changing a lot of the different road layouts. So just because you're seeing this now does not necessarily mean that this is what the final result is going to look like. But I think we're getting off to a pretty decent start here. Again, there is little to no system in what I'm doing. I'm just trying to create something wonky, and it feels pretty wonky. So I'd call this mission accomplished. At least for the time being. Does this look good? Don't answer. Just for good measure. I think this is a good start on Oldtown. Let's maybe do that. This is Oldtown for now. Is it beautiful? You decide. But I think this, for starters, again, I mean, we're trying to limit things to one episode. So this is going to be the area we're going to be doing quite a bit of time-lapsing, as you could probably imagine. I think this is what we're going to be working with. We've got ourselves our Old Town. We got ourselves our residential area. And we got ourselves our industrial area. Industrial area is obviously quite large in comparison to everywhere else, but I just wanted to have this first episode be us building a bit of everything. We're probably not going to fill out the entire industrial area, nor are we going to fill out, I mean, everything over here, but just get an idea. You know, get off to a good beginning in everything. So now with our road layout done, let's take a look at our services. With us being Nordic, I feel like windmills would be the go-to, but we don't really have... I mean, since we're wanting to do I'm thinking an industrial harbor down here, we can't really put these out in the ocean here. And also, we don't have a lot of tiles unlocked that would make sense. We could put them on the hills here, up in the mountains here, but we don't have that unlocked yet. And since I do want to respect the perimeter that we got to work with, I actually think we're just going to do the small coal power plant to start things off. Then down the line, we'll probably replace that. Wait, does this fit perfectly? Oh, almost perfectly. But it just exactly goes off. You know what? I know what I just said, but now I know we'll turn it this way. It should be okay, right? Just exactly not. You have got to be kidding me. I said I would respect it, so we are respecting our limitations. And we are now a tiny village. How nice. How lovely, lovely, lovely. And we got ourselves a modern... Yeah, I got a lot of assets. So we're going to be getting a lot of stuff every time we upgrade. But we now have electricity. Let's... I guess we're just underground. I'm not sure exactly the purpose. Maybe we can export some electricity that we don't use. Let's go over here. Nice. It'll just cut across the entire map. We will then look into water as well. And... what do we do for water? Let me just pause the game real quick. I do have a fun idea. Now, this is going to be... I mean, you probably can hear it on my voice if you're any person that can register accents. But I am Danish, and in honor of an area that's close to where I live called Tårnby, which literally just means Tower City, they have a water tower out in the middle of a roundabout. So you know what? Let's place down... Oops, I'll take off snapping. Let's place down a water tower in the middle of a roundabout. Question is then, do we use this roundabout or the one down here? Since this carries some pretty big traffic, I'm thinking we use the one up here. Boop. And then let's just, with a little bit of move it magic, move you center. This is fun. Does it make sense? Not necessarily. But is it fun? Yes. And, well, it's a video game. I was supposed to have fun. So this is what we're doing. Perfect. Now we get to the next part. We roll a die, and then we say, do we start with the industrial area, the residential area, or our old town? I'm thinking we go residential first, just because then we can actually get the city up and running. That's another thing. Whenever I play Cities Skylines, I haven't played Cities Skylines 2 a lot. I've played Cities Skylines 1 a bit. I tend to play... or at least when I'm building, with the game paused, because I'll be super zoomed in and focused on doing something, and then an hour later I look to my right and either the entire city is flooded, it has burnt down, or something else crazy has happened. I don't know if you guys are like me and you get a little worried in that regard too. Let me know, because it terrifies me. So let's start with our residential area, and then we'll move on. We are going to be using primarily, if not near exclusively, the UK assets. So under UK residential, they have all these detached houses. They come in all different shapes and sizes. They have the detached houses, and they have their detached semi-houses. The semis we don't really have in the Nordic that much, I feel like, where you have like 2 homes connected in one. So I think I'm mainly just going to be using the normal detached ones. The regular EU homes, I don't really like them. I don't know about you guys, but at least in Denmark and in the Nordic countries, I mean, almost all these EU residential homes have flat roofs. There are these, but outside of those, I mean, if you look here, they almost all have flat roofs. And in Denmark, sure there are some, but we just don't really have a lot of homes with flat roofs. There's always somewhat of an angle to them. And I don't know if it's just because it rains a lot, so they do that to have the water come off the roof more easily. But at least these are not Danish or Nordic in their design. I mean, a little bit maybe, but I don't know. I don't feel like there's a lot of variety in them. So we'll sprinkle in a couple of these EU homes every now and again, but we'll primarily be using the UK homes. And then also every now and again, we'll be using some of these French homes, which, I mean, some of them are very coastal and, you know, like kind of like this with a big swimming pool and all that stuff. A little exclusive, a little extravagant. Maybe they don't really fit here. If we do like a rich people area at some point, then maybe. But there are some of them, the smaller lots, that I feel like are pretty decent. This, for example, sure they have a pool, but I mean, overall, it's a pretty common house, which could fit in the vibe. So we're doing that. UK, EU, and French. So now let's get down and plop in a ton of houses. There we go. I think this is pretty good for residential area. Obviously, we're going to be detailing it. We're going to be adding some small playgrounds and parks and whatnot. But I think this is pretty good for our low density residential area. At least to start things off. We're going to be doing maybe a bit of a, what do you call it? Like a house where people, a place where people can go together, or like a big park, or maybe a little football field or something. Recreational space up here. And then we're going to be doing some medium density now leading into this bigger area. So let's get started with that right away. I think this is a pretty good transition point. Now, the only thing is, should we have? I think it's okay. I was considering having kind of a park leading into it all, but maybe actually we'll do that on this side over here coming in, which could look kind of cool. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. There we go. Oh, wait, let me pause real quick. We already have dead people. So we forgot about that. Let's build a hospital. Let's build a hospital. Which hospital do we want? Medical. You know what? Now that we can buy tiles, let's do that first. Let's buy this one and buy that one. This one is very hospital-y. Yeah, maybe we use this one. We use this one and we put it... I think we put it down here. There we go. Perfect. We now have a hospital. Also, we need a church, a cemetery, which, I was initially thinking we put down this one, since this is obviously a old city with an old town. But at the same time, this particular asset looks incredibly medieval, you know, like 1100 type stuff. And I'm not necessarily thinking the city is that old. Speaking of, feel free in the comments or whatever to come up with lore for this town. Also, right now it's called Toby Town. We definitely need a better city name. So if you have any good ideas, I'm all ears. I love coming up with lore, but this time around I want you guys to do it. But what I'm thinking of doing, because I have this asset where is it? Here. I've got this church that I want to put down in the city somewhere. I'm not sure where just yet. But we want to put down the church in the city. And have like a micro, well, in-game non-functional, but a micro cemetery around it. But then I was thinking we'd do more for just like a graveyard on the outside of this area. There we go, that's better. And now we can put in our cemetery. Also, we'll just delete you real quick. I don't know why I did that though, because we are putting you on anyway. There we go. I do believe there are some upgrades we can do. Oh, okay, we move it a bit to the left then. Move. And then we go upgrade. There. And then, of course, we moved it a bit too far. Oh, actually, we'll put a line of trees or something there. That's great. So we have this, and then we'll have a cemetery up here, and then we'll have a church in the city somewhere. But we'll get to that point we'll get there at some point. But they now have that. They now have both a church and, oh well, not a church, but they have a cemetery, they have a hospital, and we need to put down a landfill. now we have all of the essentials, and we will, with that being done and this being done, let's look into, you know, we'll build the industrial area first, and then we'll detail things afterwards. That's what we're doing. Building first, then detailing. I think our first things we do, we get advanced roads so that we can get parking unlocked. And then we will hop over, because as far as I remember, there's a... Yes, exactly. Oh, and we have reached small village. And in doing so, we get ourselves a lot of different assets. Again, we're unlocking a lot on the fly here. There we go, an industrial area. And again, we're going to be detailing that as well in just a bit. But first, let's now... Oh, do we want to detail this first? Because doing downtown is going to take a bit of time. You know what? I think we detail our residential area first. Ooh, we just leveled up, so now what do we have? We got schools now, which is nice. There we go. Perfect. We now have a school. Everyone's happy. We're gonna be doing buses and all that stuff as well at one point. But for starters, let's build. And I honestly think right now, while I'm detailing in this next time lapse that you're gonna be seeing, I'm gonna pause the game just because we will probably level up again, and then I don't want to mess things up. If you think I should unpause, like have the game running smooth while I'm doing this stuff for future, let me know. But I think I'm just quickly gonna do this. And then we'll fix some gardens. We'll not do that. We'll plop down some trees and add a couple of, maybe some playgrounds. Ooh, do we even have playgrounds yet? We do not. So let's... Can we unlock playgrounds yet? Even? We cannot. Okay, never mind. No playgrounds for you guys. We'll add those later. There's space up here as well. A little bit of a football field, some parking, all this and that should be all right. But... I think we're good for our lower residential area. This very much fits the vibe of what I was going for. Just a nice, maybe somewhat wealthy. Back when it was first built, probably wasn't anything too fancy. But then as the city grew larger and larger and this became part of the inner city suburb, these houses are all now super expensive. We're talking millions and millions in whatever currency you're used to. We will be adding a recreational space here. We will probably add a little bit of a playground over here as well. I just haven't unlocked it. Oh, we could also do a little pond. You know what? Just for fun. I'm not exceptionally good with creating these. So bear with me as I might blow up everything. It's very hard to see though how high up you go. Like that. Is that good? Let me just speed up a bit to see if this is actually good. Is it gonna continue? We can go a bit further. Like that. Like that. Oh, no. Down. I knew we were gonna get so greedy. Well then, hopefully this water... Yeah, this is not good. This is terrifying me a little bit. Have we just flooded our city? You know what? This was a great idea, but I'm already now starting to regret it. Mainly because we are flooding our area we just spent an hour building. So let's remove that. Act like it never happened. We'll soften you out. Soften you out as well. And hopefully this water will disappear. Because if not, then that's a little sad. We'll just consider it a leakage. There was a leak. A pipeline was destroyed at one point. And therefore, this is what we're working with. Hopefully, though... I mean, it's not so deep that people can't just swim through, right? Nah, they're chilling. It's okay. It's okay. But we'll come back to that area later. Let's not start destroying our city before we've built it. Next up, we will be doing this industrial area as well. But first, I want to tackle the big beast of what is going to be our downtown area. So let's get on with that as we go time-lapse mode. Again, we're going to be using for this almost, not exclusively, but mostly the German assets that we're already using here. We're going to be sprinkling in a bit of... There are some UK assets called, and what are they called? UK town center shops. We're going to be using a couple of those, and then some of the French buildings we're going to be adding as well. So a little bit of mix of all of it, but primarily the German assets. Let's get on with it. now we unlock level 3. What do we get with that? We get a lot of money, which is nice. We get fire department and police station. Nice. Yeah, we probably got to get those down somewhat swiftly, just because usually when you get something new added in the game, if you don't build it immediately, things will just light on fire. This one does fit the vibe. Do we go with this one? It is kind of the Oldtown looking. I guess we do. We put it down here in the corner. Just kind of angle it. Because also it's nice that it's a corner building. Perfect. And again, we'll be doing all the detailing with all of what I'm doing right now later down the line. But this is good. This is a good start for what we're looking to do. We now have that police station as well. We've got this German police station, which I really do like. Question then is, if we were if we were to have it in this city. Ooh, you know what? This is kind of nice, because then, since it's like open all around, we could make a little bit of a park going around it. You know what? Boop, I'm sold on that idea. That's what we're doing. Because I don't think the other ones fit too well. No, this is perfect. And we do a small park going around here with some trees and whatnot. Because I do want to have it be somewhat open as well, this city. So, so far we're off to a good start. I'm liking it. This is very open. What I found, you guys might not know. I mean, a lot of you probably do know. If you go under props and you have the German asset pack, you can actually just, right here, or go under whatever the sub thing is. And there are these backyard houses, which they don't work. Like, it's just a prop, but it just gives so much, what do you call it? Like, so much vibes to what you're doing. You can plop them down pretty much anywhere, maybe cover a door so it doesn't look like someone is walking straight in. It just, again, in old towns, houses were always completely clustered. I know this is not like proper old, but still, houses were oftentimes built in a complete mumbo jumbo. So it's kind of neat that you can do this, just for good measure, making sure that it doesn't ruin too much. We can also just have a couple going like this. And we'll have another one like that. It just, I don't know. Instead of having just one big hole, which, some of them, it works. Some of them it's okay with. You can do like a big garden or like space for a courtyard for all these people that live here. But some of them as well, I like that it changes up a bit. Also, that allows you to do a lot of grids, if that's what you're wanting to do. Obviously, with this, I'm not. But it allows you to do a lot of grids, but then still have them not be completely the same, because you can, just kind of put the buildings down at different angles and whatnot, make it look different. So I like it. I like it a lot. But the police station done, park, TPD, and then also, speaking of parks, let us put down our church now that we're at it. I'm kind of looking at the structure of the city. Obviously, the church in medieval towns was this, one of the centerpieces. So it should be somewhere around the town center. So I have an idea. We are gonna put it there. And then we're just gonna scoot it off a bit to the left. And then what we will do, we're not going to detail everything right now, but then what we're going to do is that we are going to take this big old slab and make it concrete. Great. Because then we'll have like a town square, marketplace vibe here, and then a park on this side maybe for the church, and a little bit of a cemetery sort of feel. I like this. We're off to a great start. Now let's continue doing all this, not boring, but tedious stuff, because it does take quite a bit of time. And now I'm thinking, do we have any fun cities? Ooh, we do have a bookshop that we unlocked just before. Again, I mean, it's not really a park. It's just, to change things up a tiny bit. It could be that this would have been a park at one point, and now we've claimed some of the space for a cool architectural bookstore in the city center, which means that we're probably going to move this park and then do a bit of park around the bookstore instead. A lovely little park around our police station. I like it. I think it's nice. You know what? With that, I think we're actually gonna call it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed watching along. I hope you will continue to watch along. Of course, this is still very early days. Today, we're gonna do the entire area around the church. We're gonna set up the rest of the old downtown, and then I'm thinking for next episode that we're gonna take this, once we've done the rest of it here, lead it down this way to a train station down here. But that's all gonna be in the episode to come. So thank you everyone so much for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, I would appreciate it for a like and a subscribe and all that good stuff. You know, I mean, as per usual, this is a new channel, so let's make this a series that I can actually invest some time in. And with that, thank you, and see you next time.